Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at two classic Savage Dragon #1s. The first debut brutal issue from the miniseries that introduced the world to Savage Dragon via Erik Larsen and Image Comics. And then the #1 of the ongoing series that followed that up. So it should be fun. Anyway, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Let's get right into it. Okay, so hot on the heels of my interview with Erik Larsen, I'll put a link in the description. Totally fun to talk to him. I did point out to him like how different these covers were, like what a difference a couple years makes, I guess. This is the debut of Image Comics. This is like the first brutal issue. This is like explosive, in your face. 1992, Image Comics is here, and but in fairness, Larsen is just always bringing this kind of explosive, like in-your-face kind of action within the interiors. And this is darker and more like, okay, let's get serious. Here comes the regular series. We mean business now. All right, so let's take a look inside. I do love this cover. I love the pink. It pops against the yellow. It's such a great motif in advertising. The coloring is really good. I feel like some of the early Image Comics coloring is a little dodgy, and I feel like this is a little on the shiny side, but it still kind of holds up well. I love all the technique that Larsen has going on, like this different zip with the stipple, and like just the hatching and the, all that good stuff. The speed lines. Loving it. Some great rubble here. I had said about John Byrne, you can always tell the hallmark of a good artist by how well he can draw certain things like rubble and stuff. And I think Larsen is definitely in the top echelon of rubble artists. So here we go. Image Comics presents The Savage Dragon. Erik Larsen, creator, writer, artist, inker. Chris Eliopoulos, letterer. Gregory Wright, colorist. Janine Wong, editor. Eric's wife, by the way. Digital Chameleon, color separations. And this is when they were still with Malibu Comics. Such a great image of Dragon here. So Dragon was dusted off from Erik Larsen's past. One of the heroes he created as a child, making his own comic books. And if anybody was born to be a comic book artist, it was definitely Erik Larsen, like continuously. Like I feel like he started making his own comics at a certain young age, inspired by the comics he loved, and just kind of never stopped. You know what I mean? It overlapped into the point where he started getting paid for it. But good on you. As I said, very aspirational to be able to do what you love and get paid for it. And especially, like with Dragon, he owns Dragon. It's his baby. He can make a movie. He doesn't have to make a movie. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it. I love the original Dragon. I have to say I've sort of fallen off the wagon. I'm not like, I guess, sadly, I guess kind of revisiting all this stuff made me realize, like, Savage Dragon, I guess, is aging in real time. His son, Malcolm, has taken over. All the characters I know and love from this initial run are maimed, dead, depowered, or something. And it's depressing as hell, I will tell you that. Look at this great double-page spread, so beautiful. Erik Larsen is like the king of the double-page spreads. And I love Eliopoulos' lettering, so good. So bombastic and like action-packed. But depressing, right? Like, I feel like comic book characters, like that's the joy of them. And I guess, it's like, I don't want to read about old fat Superman. You know what I mean? I want Superman to be young and viable forever, and to be Clark Kent, and not age in real time, and always be there for me to go and visit when I need to, escape. I don't want to hear that you're 30 years older, you have type 2 diabetes and a spastic colon or something like that. Not that that's happening in Dragon, and but I'm just saying, it was like a choice, and I can see it, especially when you're the creator of the book, and this is your property, and this is sort of your career. You know what I mean? It's like, whereas Superman is passed on to different creative teams, so Erik has to keep himself entertained and keep the story relevant and meaningful to him. And, his life, he's growing and aging in his own real life, and I'm sure a lot of this draws from his own life, like that. Just kidding. Anyway, I don't know, some of the coloring is a little weird sometimes. But I feel like also it's because of the fact that, you know, you can, that's such a great shot of Dragon there. I love that. Like, I feel like Dragon's face is just so distinct, and obviously it is, like, especially the fin. Interesting, and I really love Erik Larsen's inking. I mean, it's just, his art is just so much better when he inks it himself. As with many artists, I love this design on this character. Just a lot of great, like, zip tone and stuff. I just appreciate the different textures. I feel like, I never noticed it before, but I feel like, and you guys are going to be surprised when I say this, but I feel like Erik Larsen has a lot in common inking style with Terry Austin, because he brings a lot of different textures to the page like Austin does. I feel like when Austin inks, there's at least 4 different textures to the page, which always adds so much refinement and depth to the art, and I feel like Erik Larsen definitely has all that in his wheelhouse as an inker. And this is the inevitable point in an Image comic, as watchers of my channel know, where I say where I have to turn the book sideways, and I'm always happy to do so because it usually means showing off larger, gorgeous art, and this is no exception. This is so great. I love a good comic book in a sewer, and just sort of the perspective and concentric brick work here is pretty amazing. And I'm not super mad at the cover colors. A little weird, but see, here's what I'm talking about. You know, the debris, the explosion, like, you have to be able to know how to draw a good explosion. And Erik and I talked about that in our interview, because I like to know about the art stuff. He said, you know, he's using this pared down style for coloring, or for ants. And he said, in a way, it saves times, but in a way it creates problems, because how do you draw an explosion without drawing a million different lines? Such a great shot of Mighty Man, totally iconic, looks so great, doesn't it? Super heroic. I just did a video on The Power of Shazam by Jerry Ordway. Clearly, Mighty Man has to be influenced by Captain Marvel, if not Mighty Mouse, right, guys? But if you know me, you know I love my Freak Force, and Mighty Man is definitely a part of that. We also talk about Mighty Man and his clever secret identity. Ooh, more good zip-a-tone there. So good. I love little things like that. It's a great shot of Dragon. So weird, this is like the first issue. I haven't looked at this in forever, and it's freaking amazing. It is so good. I mean, signature of early Image, like the huge guns, but drawn correctly, might I say. That looks like a real gun, not a vacuum cleaner. More fun hatching, great ink work here. It is so beautiful. I love this. Very action-packed. Star when he still had his Jerry curl, hilarious. You know, that is definitely one of the better decisions in comic book character design, was to lose the Jerry curl. I mean, sure, it's a signature, and actually that would look hysterical. I mean, oh my god, James Gunn would direct the best Dragon movie. Are you listening, James Gunn? I know you watch my show, you must, but I mean, Peacemaker had like such great, like, Savage Dragon sensibility, like kind of awareness, but fun, snappy dialogue. Hilarious, great characters, designs, the whole bit. All right, so that was the first issue of the mini-series that introduced Dragon. And let's compare and contrast and see how it evolved into the first issue of the ongoing series, with this decidedly darker cover and this great, I like that, you know, because obviously it's so about the art. And if you think about it, I mean, that's a pretty huge, you know, the, what do you call it? The title logo takes up like a third of the page. So that's like lost art right there. So to make it transparent like that is very cool. And I kind of like that too. That is fun. I would have loved to seen like some zip-a-tone action going here. But who knows? I mean, artists go through a phase. Let's see if he's still using the zip in here. I have a feeling that maybe not, but hopefully I'm wrong. Creator, writer, penciler, inker Erik Larsen. Letterer Chris Eliopoulos, colorist Ruben Rude, Steve Olaf, Zan Mika, Editor Janny Wong. All right. No Longer with Malibu. Great bloody splash page. I love this. See, this is why, and this is another thing. I keep plugging my interview with Erik Larsen, but it was amazing and kind of a lifetime experience. So I'm going to keep plugging it. But, you know, it had been mentioned before, and if this is not a reason to do like an artist edition, you have a bazillion papers. It's like printing money. Do it the size of a barn door. We'll buy it. I promise you, Erik. It'll look so beautiful. Like, I want to see this in all its glory in an artist edition, like black and white. I just think that would look so cool, as a lot of this art would. Like I had mentioned, you know, he's putting a lot of texture in there with the inks, so to see it blown up. And, I mean, I can't help but feel that there might be some Frank Miller influence going on a little bit with the heavy use of shadows and stuff. Perhaps, perhaps not. You can always count on something fun and disgusting and gory and obscure. As I said, I mean, Erik Larsen's kind of punk rock in a lot of ways. See, another page I would love to see, like, blown up in its artist edition glory, like the splatter of the ink on that page. You know, I love Chris Eliopoulos' letters. So good. Fun inking there. See, I'm just using my psychic powers to draw the color out of this. Not that I don't love the color, but I'm just, like, so wanting to see the art. That is a great page there. We definitely went in a darker direction. Do you feel? I don't know. I'm liking this. Oh, yeah. And as if on cue, dueling chainsaws. I mean, how great is that? This is so good. This is the fun of Savage Dragon. You know what I mean? Like, all this nonstop. This is like, and this is what happens when you just do your own book. You can just, like, have, you know, a dragon fight some rat monster for several pages with dueling chainsaws and just have more blood, guts, and gore ever. Kind of would love to see, here's something for you, Erik Larsen. Since you like to do weird, obscure, like, things, like, recolor a first issue of Savage Dragon. Recolor this first issue now, because I love your colors, and I think that would be great. So many great shots of dragon like that, like, so iconic. Like, no, I mean, you know, it's funny because it is hard to find a killer version of Savage Dragon not done by Erik Larsen. I mean, it's been done. Trust me, it's been done. But there's just something unmistakably iconic about the way Larsen himself draws it. And I see you, Ricochet and Barbaric, my beloved Freak Force members, hiding in the background with this great silhouette. Another hallmark of a great comic book character is that they look cool and recognizable and in silhouette. And another double page spread. See, this is begging for the artist edition, you fool. Just do the first issue. Do the miniseries in the first... I don't know. What can I tell you? Like, there's so much great... I want that Dart double page spread of her getting shot in the head. I need this artist edition. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass, a lot of work, whatever. Hire me. I'll help you. I'll scan everything. I don't know. What can I do? I just want it done. I mean, how about I just pay for the edition when it comes out? Like, how much would you pay Fanatics for, like, an artist edition Savage Dragon? It needs to happen. It just needs to. It'd be a shame not to. Anyway, so cool. Ah, there it is. There it is, people. I wish that I had a poster of this. I wish I had the original art. That's just beautiful, iconic, amazing. Anyway, so much fun. The first 2 #1 issues of Savage Dragon. Beautiful, pristine. I'm so happy these are in such good condition, I think, almost. Not mint, but you probably won't ever find a mint comic book from me because I love comics and I read them. And, you know, they're like jeans. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Watch my interview with Erik Larsen, linked in the description. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that. Thanks, guys.